Joined now by Amber Theoharis. And Amber, this move, the roster move that became Corey Patterson last night, this has been speculated really going back to the day-night doubleheader in Minnesota. The move eventually became Nolan Reimold. What effect did that pending move have on the team and the players in the clubhouse who it might have affected?
Well, you would think that maybe it was a wake-up call a little bit, but when you look at some of the other factors, it wasn't as if Nolan Reimold just magically, when he went down, all of a sudden the hitters started hitting because they were scared to go down after that. There were other factors involved. The Orioles went up against a pitcher that was struggling in Roland Smith last night, and also players like Adam Jones and Luke Scott already had modest hitting streaks going into last night's game before the move happened. But what the move may have done is given the players a little bit of a relief. That's what Dave Tremblay thinks. He thinks that they knew an impending move had been coming for a couple days. The players that weren't hitting probably were thinking this could be me, and once they saw that it was Nolan, maybe they just loosened up a bit.
When the president of baseball operations comes out and says he's going to make some changes and names are named, everybody's got to think, hey, maybe my number is going to be called. And then when Nolan was sent out, there's probably a lot of guys who said, hey, you know, I live for another day, and let's make the best of it. That's just the way the game is.
So some of the players do live to see another day, and some of them, as I said, did have hitting streaks going into last night's game, so they were already showing signs of coming out of those slumps. Adam Jones has a 5-game hitting streak going right now. He has raised his average from 218 to 245 in his last 5 games. Luke Scott, a 3-game hitting streak, and we all saw last night we had that home run, that double, and the RBI. And ironically, Nolan Reimold had a 3-game hitting streak when he was sent down, so maybe it didn't make him safe or immune to that. Anybody was game to be sent down. It just happened to be Nolan Reimold, and perhaps the Orioles thought that he was the one that was lacking the most confidence and maybe needed to go to a little less competition, get that confidence back.
You know, this is kind of fascinating to me because if you look back at this Corey Patterson minor league hitting streak, it eventually reached 11 games before he got called up. And that Adam Jones hitting streak in particular, it goes back to the day-night doubleheader on Saturday when everybody started to speculate, would Corey Patterson be called up? Corey Patterson's an outfielder, Adam Jones. I don't know if it's related. It might be a total coincidence, but whatever happened, Corey and or Adam hitting, they happen at the same time.
You know, well, I just think it's one of those kind of things where they think so much of him that they're going to send him back down to the minor leagues and give him an opportunity to play on a roller base with a little less pressure. Now, I think all it takes is a couple of good games back to back, and all of a sudden you see him back out there playing left field again.
See, I think what you need to do is become an investigative reporter. We need the bottom line on this. Corey Patterson shows up, they hit. Coincidence or not, we'll find out. We appreciate you joining us out here. When you come back with Kevin Millwood, figure out a way to get that guy some runs.
I'm trying to figure it out. I do want to point out one really quick thing.
Sure.
That Dave Tremblay did point out that other moves could be on the way,
right,
that this isn't just the end, that Andy MacPhail, I mean, right now they're going to see what happens with this Corey Patterson move, but Andy MacPhail did say that I'm going to do whatever it takes to make the club better. So just because this one move happened doesn't mean that other players are now protected against being sent down if they don't hit.
Right, and we're not pretending that Corey Patterson is the savior of the Orioles season. What he is, though, is a proven major league player, and as he showed last night, he got a rally started. Thanks, Amber, for stopping by. We'll see you back with Millwood later.